Welcome to Chilling with c.bo. I'm your host c.bo, and we got a full house today. My usual co-host Juan is here. How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. I'm just exhausted, to be honest. Oh man,
Yeah,
like I got like 4 hours of sleep last night.
damn.
I know.
Pedro, man, how you doing, man? Vote for Pedro.
I'm doing well. Associate's degree kicking my ass, but you know, it's going really well.
And Jack, Cap Jack, how you doing, man?
Doing all right. Can't really complain. One day at a time.
All right. So before we get into our topics, you guys, we got some catching up to do. So Juan, you were in Alabama last week when we were doing the podcast. Now, how did that go? You're doing the Senior Bowl for the NCAA Senior Bowl, I believe. Yeah.
I was going to the Reese's Senior Bowl.
Okay.
I was covering it for my internship inside the Hashes. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. Got to meet a lot of awesome people down there. I got to meet a reporter from the Detroit Lions who gave me a new perspective about Aaron Rodgers I never thought I'd ever get in my life.
Which is what?
He's a verbal abuser.
Jesus.
I know.
That shatters a lot of things for me.
Huh?
What else, Juan? What else, man?
I met Matt Miller from Bleacher Report,
Oh, that's awesome. Okay.
and I'm going to be talking with one of his co-hosts, Big Country, next week to ask him just for like some advice about breaking into sports journalism and to being a personality.
Nice.
Work that networking.
And you've been interviewing for some jobs recently. How did those go?
So right now, I'm in the second stage of the interview process for a producer job with Spectrum News out in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Okay.
And I already I passed through the news director's interview. It went pretty well, I believe. And now I have another phone call with the executive producer next week, and they're going to send me a copy of their newscast for me to review and critique so that they can get a sense of like my style of storytelling.
Nice. And you said you have another interview as well going on?
No, that was it.
Okay. So when is the second round?
I already passed it. I'm going into the third round now.
Oh, when is that then?
It should be either next week, maybe Tuesday or Wednesday. Still
Okay.
waiting on the confirmation email, but we'll see.
All right. And Pedro, how's school going, man?
It's going well. I've actually learned a lot, and I'm taking a class that I took back when I was in Rutgers. Only it's simpler, and I understand the concepts better.
Nice.
Logic and reasoning. If A equals B, then B is C, kind of thing.
Yeah.
It is so complicated, but I'm able to wrap my hand around it. But what I'm more excited about is all of the teaching courses that I've been taking.
Okay. Nice.
It's really introspective.
Nice. Okay, cool. And so I guess we're gonna go into our topic, our movie for the week. Now, unfortunately, Juan, you were very busy, so you couldn't watch the movie. But could you watch it for next week?
Yeah, I can do that.
On top of the movie we're gonna watch as well.
What's the other movie we're gonna watch?
We'll discuss that after we discuss Isle of Dogs.
I've been wanting to look. I'll say this. I know I haven't seen Isle of Dogs. It is a movie that's been on my list for a while because I hear it's so good, especially because the name of the movie is a pun. I love dogs.
Yeah.
But Wes Anderson movies in general, what I always appreciated about them was there's some symmetry with regards to the style that they shoot.
Yeah.
Everything on center, everything's identical with regards to set design and structure. And the stories are just so human and compelling. There's always some form of like illicit romance. There's always a very quirky. Every single character in these movies can be considered quirky, and like for me that's awesome because we live in a world where everyone sees himself as doing quirky things and tries to relate to the characters, being kind of like strange and weird but honest and wholesome. So I'm gonna watch Isle of Dogs, and I'm gonna get that Wes Anderson feel again. I just know that I will, and honestly, it's been a movie that's been on my bucket list for a while.
All right, cool. So I guess we're gonna go into it. Pedro, Jack, What did you guys think of Isle of Dogs?
Who'd like to go first?
Pedro, you go first.
Okay. So I am a very big Wes Anderson fan. I love his films. My favorite of which is Moon. Some. I'm trying to remember the name.
Moonrise Kingdom.
Yeah, Moonrise Kingdom. It is a beautiful young love story, but we'll get to that another time.
Hot take. Grand Budapest Hotel's better.
Anyway, so Isle of Dogs is actually one of my favorite movies, and to see it and analyze it as a.
It seems Pedro has left us.
No, sorry, technical difficulties.
Okay.
All right, so yeah, Isle of Dogs. It's a really good movie. It kind of reflects a lot of movies these days reflect to the political landscape of Trump, and that some powerful guy uses lies and what's that
Propaganda?
called? And propaganda to ostracize people who are not really to blame for the problems that are going on in this country. Like, actually, it's more credit to the Nazis when they blamed the Jews for the problems of Germany. And so one thing about this movie that I like is the use of subtitles and translation for dogs and for Japanese writing, but not for Japanese talking.
Yeah.
It's like we're not viewing this from the perspective of humans. We're viewing this from the perspective of dogs, because when we talk, they can understand us. And to use such a polar opposite of the English language, Japanese, as a way to represent human communication in the perspective of dogs, I think is rather ingenious. And it does have its drawbacks, though, as this movie wouldn't have been good for Japanese audiences, as they know what the humans are saying. And then the dogs would be speaking Japanese too, so the symbolism would be lost to them,
Yeah.
On top of that, the quality of the claymation is far above the standard that I have for Wes Anderson, like with his other claymation movie, The Fantastic Mr. Fox, another favorite of mine. Like, this claymation is so much cleaner and smoother, and the transitions and the movement are so fluid. On top of that, the story itself about dogs being ostracized by cat lovers, and the lone dog lover goes through hell just to get his dog back is so heartwarming and fun, and the cast themselves are perfect. I mean, you got Mr. White as the leader, as chief.
Yeah, Bryan Cranston. I bite.
And then you got Bill Murray, Jeff Goldblum, Edward Norton, Bob Balaban, Scarlett Johansson, who for the role of Nutmeg, you could not have chosen a better actress for. She fits the bill perfectly. And I don't know who the Japanese actor for Atari is, or for Mayor Kobayashi, but those guys are they voice the characters perfectly. The emotion of their words express and being able to sync the tone with the movements of their characters. It's a great movie overall. A solid 9.
A 9.
Pedro, it wasn't claymation. It was puppets.
Oh, still.
Yeah. I thought this whole time it's claymation.
Yeah, I think there were puppets made of clay, but
Oh wait, it's stop motion. Still.
Yeah.
Okay,
but it was puppets though, which is still insane though. All right, Jack. What did you think of Isle of Dogs?
I sorry. I really enjoyed it as well. I have a lot of the same points as Pedro. The casting was very well done. It's very much the showcase of Wes Anderson's favorite people. Like basically everyone in this cast has been in a Wes Anderson movie at some point in time, or is in every Wes Anderson movie at some point in time, and it kind of shows that because these people love working with him for a reason, and it's because he's able to pull together this vision of a story, and it's always very mesmerizing to look at. Whereas Juan was pointing out before how a lot of his shots are very symmetrical, and his overall cinematic style of shooting is very engaging, and it draws you in a lot of the times. And especially when it comes to his animated stuff, he loves lingering on these super wide angle shots, and it doesn't matter how tiny the subject is in the scene. They're always it's always them juxtaposed to the whatever environment they're in, and he gives you a chance to breathe like every once in a while. And the in particularly with his animated stuff, because Fantastic Mr. Fox does the same thing. A lot of the actions in the movie are very are uh are snappy. There's nothing's really slow, or there's no build up in motion of any kind. It's quick, and if people start walking, it's almost like they skip frames just to get to where they need to be. And it's just it's different. It's very different from how the other traditional forms of stop motion animation are shown. Everything has a little. It feels different. Maybe it's because they use more. Uh, it's kind of like how Tim Burton used stop motion for Nightmare Before Christmas. Like it's some 2D stuff that works really well, and some 3D sculptural stuff. Not so much the computer generated kind of stuff. Although I'm sure there is some of that in this movie. But yeah, there was 1,105 animated puppets, and 12 sculptures. Puppets were crafted by 12 sculptors working 6 days a week for the film. 2,000 more puppets were made for background characters. Detailed puppets of the main characters typically took 2 to 3 months to create, and all the characters are very interesting and have their own great silhouettes, which are shown very well in the movie. Where there are the scenes at night when the dogs start talking to each other, and they're illuminated by the background lights, and you focus solely on what they're talking about, and it's all just incredibly beautiful. Um, Other than that, I don't know. I'm basically just reiterating what everyone else is saying. It was fun. I liked I liked having the different storylines going on between the boy and the dogs, and then what's happening on the mainland. Thought it was a fun, and I personally liked how they chose to keep the they didn't just fill the movie with uh like English speaking people just pretending to be Japanese, in the sense that like there's that dissonance of, oh, they are speaking Japanese, but because it's easier for them to speak English for us, there's that. Instead of doing that, they just kept it as English, and then would throw in every once in a while there's a translator translating the news, or there's someone writing it, or they found ways to make it work without having to give up giving native Japanese speakers those roles. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
I enjoyed that.
I like how you said like they didn't have American actors try to be Japanese, and one actor who was very guilty of having done something like that is in this movie, Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah.
Yeah. But she's a dog. She's a dog in the movie.
Remember, this is all from the perspective of dogs.
That's what I'm saying. Hashtag Ghost in the Shell.
I also love how Jeff Goldblum is just a very gossipy guy.
He seems like a very gossipy guy.
Did you guys hear that rumor?
I mean, like, it's nice to see when actors get to genuinely play themselves in roles that it kind of feels it was tailored for them, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I like Edward Norton as well as Rex.
Yeah.
I'd recognize his voice like that. I'm like, oh, it's Jeff Goldblum. I mean, it's Edward Norton.
You know, I want to bring up something.
I didn't even notice Boss was Bill Murray. I'm like, oh wow, I didn't know that.
You know what threw me through a loop? I thought Bryan Cranston was playing both Chief and Spots, but Liev Schreiber plays Spots, and I didn't realize how closely identical they sound to each other until this movie. And I was just sitting there trying to figure it out. I'm like, there's something off. I know they got to be the same voice actor, right? It wasn't until I started pulling up facts about the movie that that's Liev Schreiber.
I bite. Yeah, I agree with you guys. This was a very good movie.
So wait, before this, you told me you hadn't seen a Wes Anderson movie before.
No, I haven't. I had not seen a Wes Anderson movie before. This is my first one. This is my first one. I guess I always wanted to start with Fantastic Mr. Fox because animation, yeah. This was a really good movie. I didn't know what to expect with the Wes Anderson movie, but I really dug it. I really dug his tone and the quirkiness but yeah, this movie was beautiful to just look at. Oh my god, like the cinematography was incredible. Like every shot was just like looked like a portrait, and I really liked how like when you saw stuff on a TV like that was going on, it was like traditionally animated. Mm-hmm. And they like juxtaposed, whatever how you pronounce that word, with the stuff that's going on with the stop motion. It was really cool. I love the detail on the dogs. Like, you could tell the people who sculpted the puppets, they put so much work into this, and you could just see like the fur and the eyes and all that. And I really liked I really liked this movie. It was funny, like but also kind of serious. I'm like, oh wow, this gets pretty dark, and I like that. Yeah.
I want to ask Pedro and Jack this question because they're both Wes Anderson film buffs. Well, not buffs, but veterans. How was the soundtrack?
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was really good.
I like the soundtrack, yeah.
A lot of drums, yeah. I didn't have to, yeah. Yeah. I like that.
I did like the soundtrack.
Jack?
Sorry. I enjoyed it. It kind of played a back seat for me. I didn't pay as much attention to it as I normally do with a Wes Anderson film, but it kept me in the movie for the most part. Like nothing really felt out of place, and that's really the most I can say about it. Because if I'm being honest, there's no memorable. Like that beginning introduction was memorable because it was all based around the taiko drumming. That was the first like minute of the movie. That was very enjoyable. Other than that, I can't really remember the other songs from the movie.
Because as soon as c.bo said he wanted to see Fantastic Mr. Fox, the ending song of that movie came up, and then I'm like, you know what? Because Wes Anderson's always been kind of known for using like obscure or quirky or like really old soundtracks for his movies to fit the tone. And like at the end of Fantastic Mr. Fox, that's that song that plays?
Let Her Dance.
Yeah, Let Her Dance. Like I feel like that's the epitome of what a Wes Anderson movie feels like. Like if you listen to the song, you'll see what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely gonna watch that now. That's also on Disney Plus, so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna watch it, and I'll definitely get to Grand Budapest and Moonrise whenever I can.
If you had to, all right, Jack, Pedro, if you had to rank those three, which one? How would you rank them?
Out of what?
Like if you had to rank them best to worst, or best to best, the second and third best.
Of what? Wait, what movies? I didn't hear.
Moonrise Kingdom, Fantastic Mr. Fox, and Grand Budapest.
I guess I didn't I haven't seen Moonrise Kingdom, so I can't comment on that. But I
Yeah.
feel the Grand Budapest Hotel not just incredible cinematography, but the color palette of that movie is just like chef's kiss delicious.
Yeah.
I feel like that's worth watching the movie for. It's worth watching that movie for that alone. But I feel like if you want to see Fantastic Mr. Fox, that is equally as good of a choice. I don't know, because if you like Wes Anderson's style, if you liked this movie, the odds are you're probably gonna like his other movies.
All right, cool. What was I about to say? What's your favorite type of dog?
From this movie or in general?
Just in general, yeah.
So before we do, I do want to say one thing. So I took a COVID test yesterday just to see whether or not I came back with the Rona after Mobile.
Yeah.
Oh.
Your boy's negative.
Yeah!
Woo!
Nice. All right.
Thank God. I'm so worried. Dude, text mom and dad. Tell them.
Yeah, no. All right, sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to share that.
Nice. So, what's your favorite dog, Juan?
Personally, anything that's not a Chihuahua.
Okay.
Actually, no. Sorry. For me, I'd have to say that. I'm trying to think this. It's a hard question to ask, but for me, like, it's not a German Shepherd because German Shepherds are just like they're just so aggressive and scary.
They're sweethearts, though. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it's that okay. Honestly, it has to be like a small dog that isn't afraid of cuddles and that is very energetic but knows when to chill. So I'm gonna have to go with baby Labradors.
All right. What about you? Don't like grown-up Labradors?
I haven't had the joy of
Those forever
experiencing growing up
puppies.
Labrador. But puppies are always like the best thing ever. No matter what breed of dog, puppies are always best.
What about you, Pedro? What's your favorite dog?
My favorite type of dog. I have two favorite dogs: beagles and huskies.
Yeah, those are good dogs.
I love huskies for their energy and playfulness, but they can be a little intense. And since I'm allergic to dogs, they can be their hair gets everywhere. But they're definitely one of my favorites because they're so fun to play with. And beagles are just smart, intelligent. They're just smart, agile, and they read people better than most dogs. And plus they're just so damn cute. And the size of a beagle is the perfect size for any dog.
Every time
And their ears.
The ears are so floppy. It's like he's wearing a little hat.
every time I
The
think
cutest thing ever.
every time I think Beagle, I think Tobey Maguire in that Cats and Dogs movie.
I remember that movie. What are you, Jack? What's the dog you like?
I had a boxer for several years, and I love that dog like anything in this anything I've ever loved in this world. I realize I've started to drift more towards the herding type of dogs. So I love Kelpies, Australian Shepherds. Uh, what else? I like Huskies. Huskies are cute. I can't like dog hair. Hey, dog hair is the worst though. Like trying to clean that up. Boxers. What else? Shibas are great. Corgis are great.
Doge.
Doges. I'm trying to think of other dogs, but I can't. Those are my top 6.
Labs.
Eh.
Rottweiler.
I look. I'm never gonna say no to a dog, right? But I have my favorites, and those 6 are my favorites.
Well, but okay. What's everyone's take on Chihuahuas? Because my girlfriend has a Chihuahua, and I make fun of her saying, "Oh, you have a Mexican yapping burrito running around you."
Chihuahuas they're okay.
Giant rats.
I'm scared because of their size that they might not like I'm afraid that I would step on a dog that small. If people accept that fact and know that they're not going to step on that dog, then fine. Yeah, totally. Go for it. But I don't trust myself around super tiny dogs.
That's fair.
So I like labs, retrievers, golden German shepherds. I like corgis too. They're just they're so doofy. I like them.
Yeah. Wait, I have an answer to my favorite dog. Hold on. You're gonna hate me for this, guys, but
Don't say Chihuahua.
no, it's a mixed breed. Let's pull it up really quick.
Don't say Labradoodle.
No, not a Labradoodle. God, those things are ugly. No, it's a golden cocker retriever. The reason why is because this is what they look like as adults.
The forever puppy. I was right.
I don't know, man. Puppies are cute. Don't you want to have a dog at some point, though?
Yeah,
No.
I want a friend, not a baby.
I want a baby that is a friend.
I want a baby that grows up.
I don't.
Grow up, baby. Be a big honking dog.
The one thing I didn't like about Isle of Dogs, it make cats look like villains, and I love cats. So
did it make cats look like villains, or did it just make it look like the villains liked cats?
I hate cats.
I love cats.
I hate cats too.
And I know, Jack, you're kind of indifferent towards cats, right?
I am indifferent towards cats, but I'm allergic to cats, so I guess that paints me in a certain way. I don't know. I just think they're just cats. I don't know.
They're not fun.
They're bad for the
They're
environment.
No,
Really?
Yeah.
Cats have the attitude of being the gift of humanity, whereas dogs feel like humanity is their gift.
Cats are gifts to humanity.
Cats are bad. Cats
All
are
they
bad.
do is get pampered. They have no practical function.
Cats are bad for the environment.
Wow.
They are.
They're an invasive species.
All right, get a bunch of cat haters in this.
No, I'm just saying they're bad. I'm just saying they're not good because I don't like when people have outdoor cats because then they're just wild and then cats are not. They're not like super social like other pets are. So they'll just distance themselves and then come back because you have food. But I get why people like having cats. Like I know I have friends that have cats and I dated people who had cats. I get why people like cats. I just, in the bigger picture of things, I can't justify getting a cat. Mainly because people, it's like, if you had a pet, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, I love this thing. Would you then just decide like, oh, it can go wherever the hell it wants and just let it be like live outside all the time and then only come in to eat
Not
food?
all cats are like that, though.
No, but like people,
you're prejudiced against cats.
I'm not prejudiced against cats.
You just know cat when you walk in the room. You're like, I know
cats.
Who you are.
There's a lot of people that treat cats like that, though. Like they're just free spirits in the wind. No.
They're animals, and that you were responsible for.
But we can agree on one thing here, though. No one's owning a tarantula, right?
I was gonna say I thought we were gonna talk about fish, but but that's another thing. So the two pets that I will never truly understand are owning reptiles, specifically snakes.
Hey,
I don't get that either.
And spiders.
Time out. Pedro and I used to own a snake. His name was Lenny, and we missed him dearly.
What? Okay, so because we have people here that have owned a snake, how big was this snake?
Literally, maybe like a foot.
He was a baby. We had to
Was
give
this
him
like
away
a garden snake?
It was a ball python.
Why? Okay, yeah, that's my next question. Why? Why did you get this snake?
My parents, Pablo and I are allergic to dogs and cats, and we didn't want a fish. So I wanted.
God damn, that's a legit snake.
What?
That's a legit snake. I'm looking at a picture at it.
Anyway, when I wanted to be a herpetologist when I was younger, and Pablo thought it would be cool to get a snake. So we went to a reptile convention in White Plains, New York, and we bought Lenny. We had him for 3 years before we had to give him away because Pablo and I were going for our gap year in Europe.
Damn.
my mom gave him to a local animal show to show to kids.
Do you know where he is now?
No, we lost track of him in Florida.
But wherever he is, he's a happy and healthy reptile. That I am positive of.
Probably 6 feet long by now.
Okay, it's so perfect. We're jumping into the big thing that I wanted to talk about. You actively, before this snake got so big, you got rid of it. But if you had held on to this snake long enough, this thing would have been taller, if possibly taller than you, and it would have just been sitting in your house.
Not really. See, ball pythons only grow to the environment that they're kept in, and if we had kept Lenny in the environment that he was in for so long, he would have stayed probably just one.
For the 3 years that we had him, he never grew. We fed him every 2 weeks, like we're supposed to, kept him hydrated and watered, and he shed his skin, but he barely grew, maybe 2 inches.
I just can't feasibly let a snake into my house and keep it as a pet.
Snakes are wonderful, intelligent creatures.
Do you know what else is intelligent?
Would you have met Lenny,
I don't
though?
have a pet octopus, though.
But you want one, though. I can hear it in your
No! No! If I had a pet octopus, it would escape.
What?
If I had a pet octopus, it would escape. It's smart enough to do it.
Dude, you just gotta get a cage that is smaller than the beak so that won't fit through it.
There's dozens of videos on the internet of scientists with video footage of octopi escaping their habitats while being monitored. It is crazy. It is ridiculous. These things have camouflage. They've got 9 brains. They got beaks. They got suction cups. These things are incredible.
They're incredible. See,
you really want one, Jack.
It's called I can say it's in the literal sense awesome in that its characteristics are awe-inspiring, but also it's terrifying. Could you imagine?
I'm just imagining an octopus running around Jack's house or something, and him trying to catch it.
Son of a bitch. Or it'll just camouflage and pretend to look like a pillow or something. It's like, God damn it, where did it go?
An octopus is running around. I'm dying thinking about it. I'm sorry. I just think of the octopus from Finding Dory.
But that's like where they got those ideas from. I'm telling you.
Oh my god, I don't know why I'm laughing so much.
Well, I'm not gonna get another snake, but I am gonna get a tortoise.
If I move to Wisconsin, I might get a dog.
What kind of a dog?
Okay. Oh man, that was.
I don't know, something that can withstand the warmth and also love me for who I am.
Hold on.
I know. A Saint Bernard.
No, they're too big.
Oh.
No, they're not. Because I have people here. What are you guys' takes on birds?
They live too long. They live too fucking long.
Now, when I said, really quick, c.bo, when I said birds, did you instantly think of parrots?
Yeah.
Okay. Because there's also parakeets and smaller birds that live way shorter.
Yeah, but like, you know, if I'm gonna get a bird, I'm gonna get a bird, you know, like.
Maybe I had a bird, and it just, you know, they're cute and they're beautiful and they're eloquently spoken, but they just tweet so much, man.
If I wanted a bird, I would get a crow or a raven.
Give me a bald eagle.
No way. Those things claw my eyes out.
Give me just a random bird.
Actually, you know what I want?
I saw a bald eagle near my in a park near my house. It was
really?
It was at Johnson. Yeah, it was pretty awesome.
I would. Did you feel the overcoming sense of patriotism and freedom flow through you as it flew by?
Honestly, kind of, yeah.
Hey,
honestly, felt a little bit more free.
Yeah, you know that crows and ravens, they have like this incredible memory, right?
Yes. You ever see them play games? You ever see them play memory games? It's the best.
Yeah, and they can hold grudges or remember people who are nice to them.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that I want I want a smart pet. If I got a bird, I want a smart bird, like a raven who will remember me and love me.
No, I don't think that's a good idea because what if you accidentally eat like the eggs of your bird, and then you get like a Rick and Morty style situation where it becomes sentient and builds its own like robotic lids? It goes, where are my eggs, Pedro?
Joke's on you. I buy my eggs. I never.
What's the Edgar Allan Poe the Raven?
How would it have
What's the
eggs
Raven?
if there's only one of them?
Infertile eggs? Maybe like one of the chicken.
It's not a chick. Are you getting a chicken as a pet? I mean, that's also a pretty cool pet.
It's not a chicken.
Well,
I got a chicken. Why not?
Chickens carry the risk of some kind of infection that I saw in house that will make you lose your hand.
No. Here's the thing.
Lose my hand?
I'll get the chicken, and Pedro will get a duck.
oh my gosh, get a duck. I would get a duck, but
Ducks are super aggressive.
Yeah.
no. So get a female duck.
Get a female duck. Yeah.
How you gotta get a male duck?
Like you guys ever see Friends?
Yeah.
So
Did you
yeah.
say have we ever seen Friends? That
Yeah.
hit TV show of the 90s? No, never heard of it.
Well, anyway,
What about Marcel? Get a Marcel, the monkey.
I'm not getting a monkey.
No.
No,
So,
monkeys are aggressive. No, you don't want a monkey. No.
To equate Pedro's and my relationship, we're essentially Joey and Chandler, but much more brotherly.
Yeah.
And I feel like I will get the chicken, and Pedro will get the duck.
He's right.
So it seems talking about dogs and cats has gotten into a whole debate of pets. So yeah, we all like the Isle of Dogs. We all love dogs. We can't seem to agree on cats. I love cats. You guys are meh about them.
Hey,
And everything else
I
is
just want people to take care of their pets.
I will take
Don't
care
let
of my
them-
cat. I will
don't
take
let
care of
them
my future
wander.
cat, Jack, and you'll have a lot of fun with it.
I know listen, I want to make this clear. I know there's responsible cat owners out there. I'm just distraught at the not responsible cat owners that just let their cats do whatever the hell they want.
Jack, who
It
was the
hurts
dude
the
that owned
environment.
that cat when we went to Brent's place to watch his movie?
What's up?
Who was the dude that owned that cat when we went to Brent's place to watch the movie he made?
Oh, I don't know. Did I even go to that?
I think so. Yeah, it was like the black and white he did.
The black and white. I don't remember this person.
Can
I don't
just-
remember their cat either.
No, it was like a blue or black cat, like really dark cat. I couldn't stay in that place for more than 30 minutes because my eyes started to water and I couldn't see.
Yeah, same. Remember when we went to go watch the Oscars?
Yeah, same time.
Wait, before we transition to the next topic, can I just say one thing? As a former snake owner,
Yeah.
the snakes are good pets. All right, they're low maintenance. And
Depends what snake you get, because like there's some snakes I wouldn't fuck with, like a fucking cobra.
okay, legal snakes that are non-venomous.
Okay.
Right? You can't have venomous snakes as pets. That's illegal. Constrictors, if you treat them right, they will love you and they will grow attached to you. I've seen it happen. You have to interact. The point is, they're like any other pet. If you love them, they will love you. All right.
If you, I feel like we should say this at the top. Do your research before you get a pet. Don't just
Yes.
get it because it's cool.
Exactly.
Because that's how we get the stray cats and the random snakes in people's yards, or that's how you get the bird that never gets a home because you didn't realize it lives to be 65, 70 years old, and you're like,
Yeah.
I don't want a bird that long. Maybe
That's-
next time do a little more research and get a bird that doesn't live as long, because you just cause it. It causes more issues than there needs to be, and plus it'll help you in figuring out what kind of pet you want. Maybe you just want fish. You know what's great? You know what's great about fish? You feed them and they look great in any furniture setting. It's like, you want to talk about great pets? You just get some fish. You want to feel like you're taking care of something? Get some fish. All you gotta do is like feed them. What is it? Twice a day? I don't even fucking know. But you can get like a very fancy tank, and you could put it in like a bookshelf, or you could be like those people on that Animal Planet show and make like a whole crazy case out of it. And you know what? Just if you want a pet, get a fish. And
Yeah,
then
but
if you can handle a fish, maybe get something
Can a
else.
fish kiss you? Can a fish comfort you in the cold, lonely nights when there's no one else around?
Are you saying you can't kiss a fish?
Are you saying that you kiss fish?
I don't have a fish to kiss.
Huh?
I'd kiss a fish.
I kissed a carp once
Why?
because I
Or
caught
both
it
of you?
and I had a picture with it.
Huh?
So I caught it and I wanted a picture, but I didn't have but I forgot my phone. So Alex
So
took
you
the
just
picture.
kissed it? It's like, I'll keep this with me forever. Fishy.
Slimy.
This conversation has gone to some crazy places, but I'm
c.bo, you
enjoying
kiss
it.
a fish?
Why not? Why not? Whatever.
See? Juan, I can't believe you wouldn't kiss a fish.
I mean,
Would you kiss a dolphin? Like, you know,
I got
No.
kissed by a dolphin.
No, dolphins are rapists. Don't do it.
what the hell?
Yeah, man.
It's
They're
true. They're rapists.
They're sexually aggressive. Don't do it.
And they kill
Jesus
baby
Christ.
porpoises.
I did not know about this.
You give them an inch and they take a mile.
And they kill baby porpoises for fun.
I saw this
They're like
documentary about this one dude who had sex with a dolphin on the
They're like
regular.
They're like the chads. They're like the chads of aquatic mammals.
Dude, they fucking play with shark babies as volleyballs in the ocean.
Porpoises.
Whoa, that actually sounds pretty sick. I want to see that. I know that's horrible, sure, but is there a video of it?
You have to look it up.
I would have
Dude,
to.
look up what the WTF 101.
I don't want to look. I feel like that's just gonna put me in a rabbit hole of like.
It's 11-minute episodes, 10 episodes each. You can get through it in a day.
No, I have to watch The Mandalorian.
I have to watch The Office. Frick!
All right.
on
So I guess conclusion, animals are awesome, and if you want a pet, research into it, and you gotta be responsible for it. Yeah. So yeah, we all love Isle of Dogs. Good movie. Juan, you gotta watch it for next week. So I guess we gotta decide our movie for next week. What the hell is our movie for next week?
I'm down for another Wes Anderson if we want.
Juan, you look like you raised your hand. You had something to say.
No, I'm good.
Jack?
Well, I think I suggested Isle of Dogs for this week. I don't really have anything else in mind, other than the couple of movies that we talked about last time, like the Western I was telling you about, or I don't know. It's up to a little Pedro pick.
Me?
Yeah, you.
I picked Hurricane Heist and made you guys suffer.
You weren't even there to talk about it.
I was in Alabama.
He talked about it on the podcast.
Yeah, okay.
And you guys were mean towards it. That movie was fun as hell. Like,
Can I come back to that later? Let's just keep the podcast.
let's see. What about
I can keep talking about animals.
What about that? There's a new Denzel Washington movie on HBO Max about like it's like a serial killer movie. Yeah.
Was that with Jared Leto?
Jared Leto, the guy from Mr. Robot, and Denzel Washington.
Yeah.
Freddie Mercury?
Yeah, Freddie Mercury. Yeah.
Alec.
You guys interested in this? Because it's only gonna be there for a month, and we might as well take advantage of it, right?
I'll go for it.
Yeah, okay.
All right, cool. So we're gonna watch The Little Things.
But we have to watch it together, otherwise I won't watch it. Because you know me. But yeah.
Not a serial killer guy?
But yeah, next week, can I pick the movie?
Yes. You could do your research and everything. But yeah, all right.
Thanks.
Yeah. All right, cool. The Little Things on HBO Max. Cool.
Cool.
So I guess speaking of the Mandalorian and stuff like that, so we're moving to another new show that came out on Disney Plus this year. That's been kind of hotly debated right now. And I know Jack, you haven't started yet, but me, Juan, and Pedro have started. And the first 4 episodes of WandaVision. So I guess I'll start with Juan. Juan, since you, what did you think of WandaVision so far? Like, I don't know why I can't talk right now.
Honestly, wow. It is. Wow. What is Pedro doing?
Pedro's dying right now, but he muted himself. So on. Give me your opinion first, and we'll talk to Pedro next.
Okay. Honestly, it was amazing. Such an amazing experience. It's a great show. It's bringing a whole.
To our listeners, Pedro is dying right now. And okay. I have no idea.
Oh, man, okay. So yeah, WandaVision is arguably
WandaVision.
it's a great new. I don't even know how to explain it. It's it's stimulating. It's intriguing. It's a whole new approach to Marvel stories that I haven't seen in a while. It's this mystery and intrigue. Uh, with regards to the fact that Endgame resolved so many questions we had, and it brought back so many callbacks, so many memories, so many references. Like Endgame, if Endgame would have just finished the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it would have been a great ending. And WandaVision is like the perfect way to reintroduce all of those elements back. All of those question elements, all of those what am I looking for? All those Easter eggs and exciting times. Like, did you know that the commercials that they did in the first 3 episodes were references to stuff that were references to what happened in Wanda's life, like the toaster, and that it was made by Stark Industries is a reference to how her and Pietro were under a Stark Industries missile for 2 days and waiting for it to explode.
Okay.
The soap from Hydra is a reference to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., where Coulson said that there's a conspiracy theory that Hydra created a soap that would hypnotize people.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
But what about like the watches or the Lagos paper towels? Is that what it was? Like, are they also references to stuff that's happened with Wanda?
I'm sure they are, just not 100% sure. I know the watch that they were wearing was Hydra.
Yeah. Let me ask you this one. As a sitcom fan, how do you feel about like this whole aesthetic?
Nigeria.
Better. What?
Lagos is the largest city in Nigeria. It's where Wanda blew up their headquarters.
Oh yeah, when they were fighting against the dude with the skull.
Yeah, in Civil War, yeah, in the beginning, yeah.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Crossbones.
Yes, crossbones.
Anyway, so what was the question again?
You're a sitcom fan. How do you like this approach that the show has taken? That she's creating her own sitcom in this distorted reality.
I don't really understand why she's making it into a sitcom. There was never any backstory about Wanda that alluded to her being a fan of the tropes or storytelling that the sitcom genre provides. But
do you like this aesthetic though? Like
I do.
50? Yeah,
So
okay.
I like that they're transitioning to different types of sitcoms, starting at the 50s, where it was pretty much whitewashed and typical family kooky dynamics, and then moving into the 60s/70s, where it kind of gave like the Munster/Addams Family vibes going a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I like that. And then the 70s was the Brady Bunch and introduced a little more color into the world that they were living in, and even brought in like colored characters into the mix.
Okay.
And, I think they do a good job of kind of using the show as a satire towards sitcoms, because let's face it, sitcoms have kind of become so saturated in cheesiness, bad jokes, and laugh tracks that you can't really take them as seriously anymore. And this show does a good job of like calling that out. I appreciate that a lot.
Cool. Pedro. Now, before I ask you what you thought about WandaVision, why did you just suddenly lose it?
Well, I just came up with the horrible joke with WandaVision, and it was so bad that I thought it was funny. That was too funny because it was too bad.
You can say it here.
What was the joke?
All right. What would WandaVision be called if the production was made in Mexico?
What would it be?
WandaVision.
Oh my god!
All right.
Terrible it is. I don't like fighting again. No.
WandaVision.
WandaVision
El
presenta.
canal
¿Sí?
a las 6 en canal 47 Univision.
Yeah.
Jack, what do you think?
So no, Pedro. So what did you think of WandaVision?
Hold on. Okay. All right. So, when I think of WandaVision, I got just one thing to say. It's House of M. Are you kidding me? This is House of M classic. Wanda has recreated reality to fit her own delusional needs.
Hold on. Look. I know where you're going with that, but this is actually a combination of 3 different storylines in the comics.
House of M.
House of M, Avengers Disassembled, and Wanda and Vision.
Wanda and Vision, like when they were their adventures together?
In the suburbs. There's
Oh,
a comic about them in the suburbs.
oh yeah. Yeah, you're right. No, wait. Vision did have a comic in the suburbs, but that was with his own
No,
creative
that
family.
was with Wanda.
Really?
Yeah.
Wanda and Vision comic suburbs.
It was all an illusion created by, I'm not going to get into it that much. But the
Oh,
point,
it does. Oh yeah, it is. Oh my god.
So yeah. So okay. So you like the show? I'm guessing.
Yeah, I like the show. It is. Holy hell! It's mind. Mind. Can I say?
A mindfuck. Yeah.
It's mind fucking, to say the least.
Yeah. You can. Yeah.
Like first of all, like I always knew in the comic books that Scarlet Witch was unhinged, in that she grew up with an oppressive father who turns out she's not even related to. Spoiler.
It could happen. It could happen.
She and Magneto are not blood related.
so
Yeah,
it wasn't
So far, it could happen. It could
so it
happen. You
wasn't
never
clear
know.
that her and Quicksilver were incestuous.
Ew.
How did that go to that?
I don't want to go into that. Stop that. Anyway.
Jesus, Juan.
Anyway. So, like this show is like it perfectly shows someone who's living in denial of a person's death. They're going through the stages of grief. They're in denial, so they are trying to alter reality to fit what they think is the truth. Wanda, she hasn't processed her grief for Vision because one, she died along with him. Then she came back. And then she fought Thanos, tried to kill him. And then after that, we don't even know what happens to her. But apparently now we do know. She kidnapped an entire town and trapped him in an...
Not too many spoilers. Jack is probably interested in watching the show.
Oh no! This whole time I've been reading the summaries of each episode.
Oh damn! But are you interested in watching the show though?
I'll get to it.
It isn't. It's just
like I'm reading about this.
We'll talk about the latest
that goes on
episode.
in
We haven't seen
5.
that.
Well, I'm reading about it right now, so I'll just keep going.
Okay. So, like, oh my god. This is classic Scarlet Witch. She's gone crazy. She's pulling everyone into her warped sense of reality. She's having a mental breakdown combined with grief and anger. And the way that they portray it in the show, like with the use of sitcoms, as her being delusional into having a normal family life, when clearly it's not normal. Yeah. She's not a normal person anymore. Yeah. She's married to a corpse, to probably illusion-based kids that are that represent some form of her subconscious.
Yeah, it's I guess I'll get to my opinion now.
Sorry.
I really enjoyed as well. I love the sitcom callbacks. I personally was a fan of shows like I Love Lucy and I Dream of Jeannie, and it definitely calls back to those, and I get some warm, nostalgic vibes. What make me think about my childhood watching those reruns. I can't wait to see like the '90s stuff because I know they're gonna go through every decade. Because I see like in some previews they're doing like the Office style type of sitcom where they talk to the camera. So I can't wait to see that. Can't wait to see like the Friends, Seinfeld type of thing they explore whenever they get to that.
Maybe.
Yeah. So yeah, I really like it. I agree with you guys. There's a lot of intrigue, a lot of mystery. I agree with Pedro that it's really cool how this is we're exploring someone's grief and how they will react to that grief of losing somebody, and what the what's the word the amount of things they would do to overcome it or just to deny it. So yeah. So let me sorry, Jack, you're about to speak.
No, finish your thought. I'll say it after.
I pretty much done with what I thought. Were you about to say, Jack?
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say it's cool that they've introduced Sword into the what I believe this is the MCU still sort of. So it's cool to see that Sword is now taking part in the major scheme of things. It'd be really cool to see where they show up post like this show. Are they gonna get a show just like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and it's got Jimmy Woo? That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
And just because I'm catching up on just because I'm reading summaries of the episodes and stuff, it is interesting to see the dynamics that are going on and how things are still able to penetrate Wanda's bubble of influence and stuff. And I am curious to see just how much longer this season goes on for, because right now, if they're about to hit the 90s in the next episode, what are they going to do if they do plan on making this 8 episodes long? What are they going to do for the last 2 episodes? Are they going to make the jump into like How I Met Your Mother and Modern Family type sitcoms, or is it just going to be like come the last episode, Sword comes in and breaks down Wanda's stuff, and then she does a No More Mutant style thing and like resets a timeline or something like that? That would be crazy.
Let me ask this to you guys. What's the end game of the show? What's the result? Is it no more mutants, no more heroes, or she's gonna introduce mutants, or what's gonna happen? You think?
There are no mutants in this universe.
Not yet.
Well, then the reverse. Have it be only mutants.
But is Wanda gonna be a vision? Is she gonna be a villain after this? Is she what Doctor Strange is fighting in Multiverse of Madness?
I think so. I think she's going to become I don't think she's a villain. I think she's just more of someone who's lost her way. So more of an antagonist. And she's going to be responsible for the introduction of the multiverse into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and it's going to be the opening to things like Doctor Strange's Multiverse of Madness, Spider-Man 3, and the introduction of the X-Men into the MCU.
And maybe the Fantastic Four.
That too.
Pedro, what do you think is going to happen as a result of these events of the show?
I agree with Pablo. What's happening is that we're seeing Wanda's true power of altering reality. This could very well blend into the multiverse storyline for the new for Doctor Strange that could possibly open the path to mutants coming into the MCU, to the Inhumans. The possibility of universal expansion coming up from this show is uncountable.
Okay.
To say the least.
Okay, so and another interview, Elizabeth Olsen said that there's a cameo at the end of this season that's on par with Luke's in Mandalorian. Who do you think that's going to be? I have 3 things. One's a really boring pick. It's probably Doctor Strange, in my opinion, that's going to show up and be like, Wanda, what are you doing? And it ends right there. And I have 2 wild cards. One is Pietro. I want to see Aaron Taylor Johnson as Quicksilver again. I feel like he was Come on, you only had one movie and they killed him. Like, what the hell?
Well,
And I want Ultron to come back. Ultron is one of Marvel's most iconic villain. And it kind of does him injustice that he was only in one movie. So I want him back again. So yeah. What about you guys? Juan, what do you think?
I think it's gonna be Ian McKellen's Magneto
Ooh, or Fassbender.
or Fassbender. Either way, it's Magneto.
Ooh, if that happens, that would break the internet.
Mm.
What about you, Pedro? You have any hot takes? You think any wild card characters that can show up at the end?
I think maybe Sam Wilson and the Winter Soldier may show up.
Ah, that's boring.
As a leadway either them or Loki, as he's universally traveling from one dimension to another, and he somehow gets into Wanda's bubble.
Okay. That's pretty cool. What about you, Jack? You have any hot wild card takes?
I mean, you guys took all the clickbaity ones for sure. I don't really know. I mean, it would be cool to see someone like Doctor. If it was a Fantastic Four cameo, seeing Doctor Doom would be, that would be interesting because it could be. I don't know, because he's also like a mystic, scientific kind of person, and he has similar level of mastery of sorcery as Doctor Strange does, even though Doctor Strange is the Sorcerer Supreme. But it's not to knock that Doctor Doom is not as well a crazy good magician. So it would be cool to see him come in and take Wanda away to Latveria or something, and then it turns into a whole shebang. Maybe Doctor Doom winds up being the multiversal madness that happens in Doctor Strange. Who knows?
All right.
Fun fact.
Cool. What about Juan? What did you say?
Fun fact. Did you know that the Council of Ricks and Rick and Morty is based off the Council of Reeds in Fantastic Four?
I did know about that. Yeah.
Just found that out.
Yeah. So what if it's like John Krasinski as Reed comes in?
John Krasinski.
That's the popular fan cast.
Really? Just get the old professor.
Oh, if they did that, that'd be insane.
He actually looks like comic book like Reed Richards verbatim.
That would be insane if that happened. But I don't know. But
Wait,
And he didn't do a bad job in the movie either. They just
none
made
of the
him look
actors did a bad job. I liked all the actors.
The effects just look super goofy, and the movie wasn't.
It's in the mid 2000s, dude. Like, come on.
With that, I got to split because I got to get to work.
All right, man, Jack. It's all good. We're probably gonna end this. All right, who's gonna win the Super Bowl? Chiefs or Buccaneers?
Buccaneers.
Bucks.
All right.
I believe in the GOAT, even if you beat me. And I'm so
All
sad.
right, so we're already an hour in. Juan, give me your breakdown. Who's gonna win the Super Bowl?
Here, I'll just slip out. Okay, I'll see
All
you
right,
guys
Jack.
later.
Thank you for coming. Little things next week, and we'll break down the Super Bowl. Are you gonna watch the Super Bowl?
Probably.
All right, cool. Be a fun thing to talk about.
Yeah. All right, bye.
All right, see you, man.
How much time on the clock?
Give it like 15 more minutes, probably.
All right, I'll break it down. Basically, it's really tight. It's an epic battle. It's so hard to choose who's gonna win this game. Everyone's saying the Chiefs because that offense is damn near unstoppable. You got Patrick Mahomes.
It's really easy to choose them, yeah.
And you got Patrick Mahomes tearing everyone to shreds. He was playing on one bad foot throughout the playoffs, and he still managed to win. What else? Tyreek Hill is an absolute monster down the field when it comes to the deep passes. He had over 200 yards of offense against the Buccaneers when they met in the regular season, just in the first quarter alone. So you know that's what he's capable of pulling off. And then you have just an insane amount of weapons that the Chiefs have. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Le'Veon Bell, Travis Kelce, Mecole Hardman, Sammy Watkins. For God's sake, there's speed and agility all over this cast of characters in the Super Bowl, and it's hard to. And any one of them could be the X factor that leads the Chiefs to win. Not to mention the defense is not half bad. You got the Honey Badger and Tyrann Mathieu playing at an All-Pro NFL MVP and NFL Defensive MVP caliber level of play. You have Frank Clark still manning the outside trenches pretty well, with Chris Jones still learning how to, push up the middle. It's insane. There's no weakness to this Chiefs team. The only thing you can do to win against the Chiefs is keep Patrick Mahomes on the sideline. Luckily for the Bucs, Tom Brady knows how to do that. The dude up in New England literally perfected the art of keeping rival quarterbacks on the sideline. Slow, short drives, eat up the clock, make it a high-scoring affair. Brady is a tactician unlike any other quarterback we've ever seen in NFL history. And now that he has a great team to support him with Mike Evans, with Chris Godwin, Scotty Miller, Antonio Brown, Cameron Brate, Leonard Fournette, Ronald Jones, a better offensive line than what the Chiefs are sporting right now because they're dealing with a lot of injuries. And a defense that is loaded with all-pros and Pro Bowlers. Jason Pierre-Paul, Levante David, Devin White. The secondary is so young, but it's so good. I haven't even mentioned the Ndamukong Suh down the middle. I'm so impressed by what each of these teams is bringing to the table. It is scary. It is beyond frightening. The fact that Tom Brady left one team and said, yeah, I'll choose you to go to the Super Bowl with, and took them there is amazing. But as much as logic tells me to pick the Chiefs, I think you can never pick against Tom Brady. Remember against the Falcons, it was 28-3?
Yeah.
And he came back. Tom Brady is Tom Brady. You can never count out the GOAT. And that's why I'm saying it's going to be the Bucs getting Brady his 7th ring, 35-31 in Tampa.
Wow. And we forgot to mention it's in Tampa.
Oh, yeah.
Pedro, you said the Chiefs?
No, I said the Bucs.
Wow. Okay. Oof. All right.
As much as I know how skilled the Chiefs are, this past week while working out, I've been watching past games on the NFL Network between Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady, and I have faith in Tom's ability to find his receivers. All right, even though he's on a different team now, against the Packers, he's still as accurate as ever. He can still throw that missile down the field. Mahomes and Pablo's right. The only way you can beat the Chiefs, is by keeping Mahomes off the field. You have to delay the defense as much as possible, kill as much clock as you can while still scoring. Because if Mahomes gets on the field, you're gonna have a tough time stopping him from scoring because it's nigh impossible.
So let me ask you one last question before we go. It's been 10 years since the Packers made a Super Bowl. How are you feeling right now as a Packers fan?
As a Packers fan, I'm frustrated, but I'm looking at this through the perspective of a story. I'm an English major, I'm a writer, and I'm an avid reader. And I came to the conclusion that this is not our story yet. This is Tom's story. This man quit the Patriots, said he could get to the Super Bowl all by himself without the need of Bill Belichick. He had so many doubters and haters. And on his very first year, he brought the Chiefs, he brought the Bucs, who, to my knowledge, Pablo, when was the last time the Bucs won a Super Bowl?
2003. Yeah, 2003.
18 years without a Super Bowl.
They were a joke for a while.
Huh?
The Buccaneers were a joke for a long time.
Exactly. He brought a joke in the NFL. One of the least popular teams in Florida, and he brought them to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
It was as if it was like transferring Captain America into the Great Lake Avengers and bringing them back and bringing them up to speed.
That's hilarious.
The point is, the Packers will have their day. Maybe Aaron will be part of it. Maybe he won't. All I know is this. It's not our story. It's Tom's.
I like that. All right. I guess that's the end. You guys have any more takes on your mind before we go?
I was going to say one more thing. Win or lose, I can't wait to see the ending.
Yeah, honestly, I think this is one of the best matchups we've had in a while, honestly. Because I feel like in the last couple of years, it was like the Patriots, but some other team that just gets in, or a team that's good from the NFC, but just some other team that gets in, that you're like, oh, this isn't the best matchup we could think of. A lot of people wanted the State Farm Bowl. That would have been fun too, but I think this is the best outcome we could have had. The guy who's at the cusp of finishing his legacy, and the guy who's just beginning to write his legacy. That's amazing stuff right there. It's
not David and Goliath because they're both Goliaths.
It's two Goliaths, yeah. One's just older and one's younger.
It's more like the unstoppable force versus the immovable object.
Exactly.
Patrick Mahomes is the unstoppable force, which is the coming of the new generation of quarterbacks to take over the generation of Brady and Breeze and Rodgers, the immovable objects.
Collide.
Exactly.
All right. So, Juan, you have any more takes or no?
I just have one.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with the Super Bowl, but it does have to do with the NFL. For the love of God, Deshaun Watson, just decide where you're going already. I don't even care that it's the Jets at this point or not. Just tell me where you're going.
Him and Harden have been hanging out a lot.
Don't get my hopes up.
He's been seen in New York.
I know he has. I just can't take the anticipation anymore.
So it's between Miami, the Jets, and some are saying the Bears, right?
Miami, the Jets, the Bears, the 49ers, the Colts, and possibly the Steelers.
I'm going to just say this. If the Jets do not offer what they need to offer, they're not a serious organization.
Dude, we have 4 first-round picks in the next 2 years.
But are you willing to give that up, though?
Of course. I'm not willing to give up any defensive players, which is what Houston wants, but I'm not going to do that.
All right. Guys, it's always been a pleasure. Can't wait to talk about what happens. It's going to be a lot to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, a lot to talk about. I can't wait to talk about the Denzel movie. Let's see how that goes.
And I can't wait to watch the Denzel movie, watch the Isle of Dogs movie, and the Super Bowl. So I got a good week ahead of me.
Guys, we'll be back next week. Later.
You'll never see it coming. You'll be dinner and restaurant. God,